Let's get up. It's Saturday, 11 a.m. I've been catching up on lost sleep. I'm feeling a little bit more like myself now than I did when I woke up earlier this morning. Still, obviously, running a sleep deficit after a couple weeks on Adderall. You're behind a good 12 to 20 hours of sleep, probably, which you have to make up. You can make that up over the course of 4 or 5 days, but uh, takes a little longer than one day to make it up, obviously. So I went to bed fairly early last night. I don't know, maybe 9 o'clock, and I got over 12 hours of sleep. Um, I mean, if you cut out the various getting up to go to the bathroom and stuff, maybe a solid 12 hours of sleep. Hi, Winston's mom. Good morning. Or good afternoon, sorry. It's morning, actually, still for me. It's 11:20. It is still morning for me. Barely. So the snow's all melting away nicely, and Rachel and I should be able to go to the grocery store today, which we badly need to do. We're down to just the scraps of groceries that we have. We actually have now run out of drinks, which is surprising. Normally, that's the first thing we run out of. But we are low on the food supply metric. Milan, yeah, not Mulan like the Asian Disney cartoon. Milan, Milan. I'm not sure. Hi, X Infamous X. How are you doing? I got it this morning, and I considered watching some cartoons, but went right back to sleep. Got up again right now. Started watching a cartoon. Just trying to write off through the live streaming. What in the mood for? You need 70 pounds? Well, I need 100 pounds. Okay, so you give me 100 pounds, and then maybe Karma will find you 70 pounds. Uh, yeah, Logic. This is a channel in which I don't solicit viewers for money, and I don't like it when viewers solicit money from me either, or other people in attendance. It's like, that's not what this live stream's about. This live stream's titled, uh, we saw a video on Big Dog Mofo's channel. The new regular, heck of a nice guy, looks like Mike Hart. Um, cool, Logic. Yeah, I know most live streamers do solicit money. I've come to understand that's probably the case for most live streamers. They're like, don't forget super chat. That's just not me at all. I don't know. Maybe I should, but it's not my style. Hi, Slays. How's it going? I'm gonna pull my first bong rip of the day now. Hi, Jojo. These first couple bong rips today, they should hit pretty good because I haven't smoked any weed like for over 12 hours. I do notice that hi, Gulab, hey. Gulab, hi. Good morning. I do notice that these days I find myself smoking a little less weed than I used to. Maybe a temporary phenomenon, I don't know. Hard to say. But it's good to be live streaming. You know, after even like a day of basically not live streaming, I feel kind of like lost and isolated. It's weird. I'm so addicted to this. It's so critical to my emotional and spiritual well-being. It's strange. I wish they'd make another season of this. I did watch one episode of cartoons that I was thrilled by. Season 3 of Reincarnated as a Slime's coming out this spring. So far, the Crunchyroll season has been very disappointing. Slays. Dot, dot, dot. What about me? You too. Golab High says, friends, Cam, my India. Hi, snow. We got a lot of snow on the ground right now here. But it is, uh, there you go. There's a heart for you. It is melting quickly, so. Um, I watched the new Godzilla movie. I watched a movie called, it was in Japanese called Godzilla. It was made relatively recently. While watching that movie, I learned that um, in Japanese, it's really like Gorija or something like that. But because of the way Japanese people pronounce it, Americans thought it was Godzilla. No, I don't vape. I just pull bong rips. I mean, I might use my wife's vape occasionally. My wife vapes concentrate because it makes her cough a lot less than pulling bong rips does. Hi, Snow. A lot of dot dot dots. So anyway, we are going to make lunch here today at some point. I think what we're going to make is okay. Ran Navres. Thank you very much. I appreciate your generosity of subscribing. Excuse me, indeed. I am going to make lunch here at some point. That's why the title of this live stream is "Let's Make Lunch." Do I like getting down and dirty? Um, do you mean do I like engaging in sexual intercourse with my wife? Yes, I do. I have a very sexy wife, so obviously I enjoy myself as a 52-year-old man with a wife who's 13 years younger than me. Well, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, Piet. I'll share that. I'll share that tip with my wife, but I actually am. I'm really pleased with the state of my hair currently. Um, this is exactly how I want my hair to look. A lot of people think this is naturally occurring baldness. I actually pluck these hairs out one by one every morning to make sure it stays looking like this. Otherwise, I'd have a full head of hair. Yeah, she doesn't like to pull bong rips. It makes her cough too much, so she vapes. Ayo, I'm telling you, the slaves is my wife IRL. Good for you, JoJo. Good for you. You have a wife. Congratulations. I have a wife too. This is my third one. All right. I had two previous ones. So having a wife is not something that especially impresses me. No, yours is not better than mine. Your wife is worse than mine. My girl's not answering me anymore, but she opens my texts. Please help. Well, I would suggest that your girl's maybe not your girl anymore. Maybe she's nobody's girl. Maybe she's somebody else's girl. Yeah, she's 39. I'm 52. So go Eric, you know? Go Eric. I am bald, but not naturally so, okay? This is from very vigorous pluckings of mine to make it like this. I think it makes me look more distinguished. Is it true what Winston's mom then said? I don't know what you're talking about. What did Winston's mom say? You streaming the shitty format because you're fishing for more subs like a whore? Yes, that is exactly true. I wouldn't say I'm fishing for more subs. I'm saying I would like a broad audience of new people to at least have a chance to see me stream and perhaps like it enough to sub. I know that you'd like to keep it exclusive to you and the few people who've been here for a long time, but that's just not what I want. I mean, I want, obviously, anybody who likes the stream to have a chance to see it and subscribe to it. You know? Yes, do I want more subs? Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? The thing is, what I'm not doing, the only thing I'm changing though, is I don't stream horizontally anymore. That's the only thing I've changed. And I've changed it because it obviously gets me way more views and subs. 1234 Piet says, have I ever smoked weed? Slay says, don't talk about that. I'm a minor. Well, what I will say to you guys all about that is this. This is ideally a safe place for people of all ages. And she's 39. And I think, a pretty good job of moderating the chat the right amount, which is getting rid of particularly vulgar, crass, or horrible things. But it's also not always age appropriate around here. Love marriage? You mean, is it a marriage out of love? Yes. Do you mean, do I love being married to her? Yes. Both those things. NKHL says, hit her up from another number saying, hi, I just found your purse at the store and it had your number on it. When she replies, say, haha, just kidding, it's me, your dude. Yes, I'm 52. I'm 52 years old. A fact that's irrelevant to everything, really. So, is looking up a step-by-step tutorial, a video of how to do something TE or FE. That's actually FE. TE is figuring out that by yourself. But, an interfacing type, either a TE DOM or an FE DOM, will probably utilize both approaches to solving problems. Good question, by the way. That's a good question. A lot of people would think that's TE. It's not. That's FE. FE people are vastly empowered by the internet, accordingly. People don't need to figure out how to fix things themselves anymore. They don't need to figure out how to solve common problems themselves ever. Well, Slay says I look old. Are you sure? You better get your eyes checked, young man. I'm pretty sure I look very, very young. So I need to get my glasses now. I'm going to do so. I'm going to go out for a health tube. Maybe when we come back in, watch a little bit of the baseball game, and potentially after that, as the title indicates, I will make lunch. Yeah, I'm a girl. How could you? How could I what? Challenge the accuracy of your eyesight? Oh gosh, I don't know. Where's my jacket? I need that jacket because that's where my cigarettes are. Here it is. All right, let's make our way into the garage. I like Ruben's idea of dealing with that problem. It's tricky. Like doing tricks, so that's tricky. What do you think? 'Cause that's tricky. Like doing tricks. So anyway, it's not going to be a very exciting or interesting day today, I don't think. You know, it is Sleepy Week, and I'm not feeling very enthused by anything. You know, I feel less like a negative Nancy now than I did earlier or last night, maybe. You know, the beginning of Sleeping Week, when you're really running a big sleep deficit, that's going to impact you emotionally in a lot of different ways. It's just, if you ever watched Naked and Afraid, which, if you don't, I highly recommend it. You hear the survivalists participating often say that they're impacted a lot more by the lack of sleep than they anticipated. You know, they expected to be cold, hungry, they didn't expect the loss of sleep to impact them so much. But running a sleep deficit really does impact you in lots of different ways. It impacts you physically, it impacts you emotionally, etc. When you haven't gotten enough sleep, you like run out of breath more quickly. It's weird. Things you wouldn't imagine having anything to do with lack of sleep. Well, Slaze is gone. Get out of here, Baldy. I didn't see what he said. Is this a golf cart? This is a it's called a Kawasaki Mule Pro FXT Ranch Edition. It's a little wilderness car. It's gasoline powered. It's got 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and locking rear differential. It's got a winch. You know, it's like a utility vehicle slash little wilderness car, off-road vehicle, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it a side-by-side. Some people call it a buggy. People call it lots of different things. I call it a little wilderness car. The truth is, the sad and unfortunate truth of things is, it's not that exciting going out in the wilderness in the little wilderness car. You know, it's fun occasionally. But it's just wilderness, you know. It's kind of like all the same. Trees, rocks, dirt, plants, you know. Maybe I imagined myself using it more, I'm not sure. I'm very glad we have it. There have been many occasions when it's exactly the right thing. You know, I had to go get rocks from the wilderness one time for for in front of the mailbox, and this came in handy, obviously, for doing that. Whenever I go down to the shed, which is down this kind of steep dirt road, just down the hill from us here, I take the little wilderness car. I don't have to carry things up the hill, you know, just drive them back up. When we go to the other house, we take the little wilderness car. If I had to go get out right now, I would just take the little wilderness car. If I had to go someplace close, you know, maybe the other house or something. Even though there's snow on the driveway, I could get over it with this, no problem. There's not that much snow. So, I'm glad we got it. It's a special little car. It makes me feel good. So the A's are actually winning right now. I unfortunately have found myself unavoidably an A's fan now. I've gone to a couple of A's games. Our guy Shea Langoliers, he's still on the team, still the catcher, doing a pretty good job. We are co-presidents of the Shea Langoliers fan club, me and Rachel. So it's hard not to be an A's fan. When we do make lunch, I think we'll just make fried rice, a little bit of chopped up salami in it maybe. I had a nice kind of instant ready colon blow this morning. It's a good way to start the day. Good morning, Sean. I will read the chat when I go back inside, okay? Putty chat, just chill out. So I think that guy yesterday was definitely an ESFP, despite his confusing FE/FI answers. I don't know who here, if anyone watched the typing session, but okay. Thanks, Putty Cat. Thanks a lot for that. It wasn't an ISFP. I agree he's a little confusing, but I think ESFP is right. Good morning, Lou. And good morning, Putty Cat, Sean L, Slays, everybody, you know. Nobody arranged my marriage. Good morning, simple girl. How are you? No, Putty Cat, we're not arm wrestling. Today is a slow day of little activity. You know, at some point here soon, I'm going to get up. I'm going to make some lunch. I find there to be nothing particularly good on TV today. And for my amount of energy to... Are you calling me fatty? Maybe we will. I mean, like I said, I'm planning on making lunch. I'm extremely low energy. I think it's very unlikely that that I'm gonna. I mean, we need to go to the store today. Yeah, I know the Final Four is on later. I am interested in watching those games, but no, I mean, I'm not going to get energized today. I'm on sleepy week, you know, so that means I don't have any Adderall, and I recently was on Adderall, so I'm just catching up on sleep for days, you know, because yeah, I know the A's lost the Tigers yesterday. I know, but I will point out that when last I looked, anyway, The A's, yes, now the A's are winning 3-0. When last I was watching this game, it was 2-0. I see that Blackburn though has a man on first with 2 outs. Somebody's running out to talk to him. It might be the pitching coach. I think it is the pitching coach, or no? They ran back from talking to him. Okay. So anyway, the pitching coach is done talking to him, and now he's gonna pitch to the next batter here. And I don't know what this batter's name is. Oh yeah, it's Green. Oh, it's 0-2. Now it's 1-2 because Blackburn threw the pitch in the dirt. But hopefully he will strike this guy out. Do I think the meteor will hit the Earth and kill all of us? I think it's a plausible way. I think it's a plausible link story to extermination, to terminal impacts, for the same debate. Debate, a lot of times, it ends up being, especially in policy debate, an impact calculus. So everybody's always aiming for terminal impacts. Terminal impacts mean if you don't do it the way we say, then the world's gonna end. So meteor strike is one plausible means of terminal impacts. Global nuclear war is another plausible means of terminal impacts. Biological weapon, another plausible means of terminal impacts for humans, anyway, right? So then you can get further astray from plausible link stories to less plausible link stories. So less plausible link stories are things like chemical weapons. It's less plausible that would lead to terminal impacts, and environmental collapse, because while that might lead to terminal impacts for lots of species and massive environmental degradation, it's unlikely to actually kill all the humans. Okay, so these are less plausible means of terminal impacts. Even less plausible means of terminal impacts are things like gray goo, which refers to humans creating some kind of self-replicating mechanism that consumes all the resources and eventually the whole universe, because its artificial intelligence is limited and effective, and yeah. Okay, that's called gray goo. That's another possible way to get to terminal impacts. The most common terminal impact scenario debaters aim at is nuclear war. It's the most plausible. What about the birds turning on us, like in the Alfred Hitchcock movie? I like that question. I think that's a fun question. I don't think that's going to happen. And even if it did, I don't think the birds would win. I don't think even if all the birds in the world instantly tried to just do nothing but attack and kill all the people would still win. So I don't know if anything is going to kill us all at all. Yes, the sun will eventually burn out, but I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think anybody does. And I think that one thing that's common among a lot of human beings is a need to have answers about questions like that. And that's where you get well, airborne Ebola qualifies as biological weapon. Invasion from another planet is, in my mind, ultra low probability. Putty Cat, I don't think even God and Jesus know the future, because that's logically impossible, because the future hasn't happened yet, definitionally. And just like you can't expect God to make a rock too big for himself to lift, so too can you not expect him to know the future. You can expect only God to do that which is possible, but impossible for us, not that which is logically impossible. I've tried to arrange several marriages for Boba Fett. Am I playing the lottery today? Uh, Maybe I will. Maybe when we go into town, if we go to the market, maybe I'll buy a couple of Super Bowl tickets. What is that thing called? Powerball. Not Super Bowl. Powerball. Uh I do believe I watched it, Putty Cat. I don't remember if I liked it or not. Probably I found it scary. Yeah, I'm kind of impatiently waiting for it to melt, really. Uh, we didn't get more snow last night, but we still have a lot of snow outside. We'll go outside right now and I'll show you. I pushed my seedlings outside this morning, even though there's snow on the ground, so they get some sunlight because it's not it's not that cold outside really. It's very bright. You know, the sun off the look, turkey prints. It's been some turkeys around here. See? We got some turkey prints. So anyway, as you can see, I put my seedlings over here so they can get some sunlight, but now they're in the shade. Let me scoot them back over this way. It doesn't like to be pushed that direction. It's like you gotta push it the correct direction. It's annoying, but so it goes. You're not supposed to go backwards. It doesn't work well when you go backwards. There's always usually plenty of interesting tracks around, but the snow's melting so fast that unless you're looking in the shade, the snow will have melted around the tracks right now. So it's actually not a good time to look for animal tracks. If I wanted to do that, I should have come out earlier this morning. But anyway, you know, snow is bright to look at with my eyes. I feel like I'm getting burned corneas. I'm having burned cornea syndrome. Well, Rachel and I were actually talking about that question, Putty Cat, yesterday. We're saying it'd be fun to go to see the A's in Sacramento a few times at least because this year we're planning to go to a Giants game instead of an A's game. The Giants have a fantastic stadium right on the water, you know. It seems like kind of a really fun, one of the few remaining really cool Bay Area experiences, you know. Thing is, Sacramento is just exactly as far from us as San Francisco. They're both 3 hours away. So, the turkey breast look like that, Sean? That's a funny observation. All right. Do I have the energy to get up and make lunch yet? I think I'm gonna have to sit here for a little while longer. I think we're gonna do something that you might find somewhat boring. And if you do, I'm sorry for that, but I think what we're gonna do, since we have so few people here and so little activity in the chat accordingly, I think we're gonna watch a little bit of baseball. We're gonna see how the A's do here. See if they can pull out a win. They're still up 3-0. Do the homeless poop in front of the stadium in San Francisco League do downtown? I don't know. I've never been to the Giants Stadium. Uh, Likely they've established a perimeter around the stadium, including a parking lot or whatever that they maintain. You know what's going on? BLB asks. Not a whole hell of a lot. We're just watching the A's and the Tigers for a few minutes here. It's the top of the seventh. The A's are 2 outs, nobody on. 0-2, so it's likely to be the end of the inning. But they are up 3-0 at the moment. So yeah, the Bay Area is kind of a nightmare, Putty Cat, uh, across the board. I'm glad I live a solid 3 hours away from it, you know. And I think that's probably true of most cities in California, unfortunately. Rachel's in bed. She sleeps in late. I think the pitch clock's a great addition to the rules. I think it's changed baseball, significantly for the better. In traditional syllogisms, the quantifiers used in the parentheses are one of four quantifiers underlying first order logic: all, some, or none, or some not. I hadn't really thought about some not as being a distinct quantifier, but now that you pointed out, some yeah are not yeah. That's really just, I mean, you can put not all over. Was COVID spread intentionally? One of my views. I I think, looking at the preponderance of the evidence, that that it's likely that that it was a lab release, probably purposeful, but possibly accidental. Um, but regardless, I don't know for sure, and I don't think we'll ever know for sure. God, will you stop with the gay stuff, please? There are four rules of quantification. Yeah. Universal instantiation, universal generalization, existential instantiation, and existential generalization. I kind of don't remember really how to do quantification. It's been a long time since I've done it. I have to freshen up on it. What it lets you do is it lets you include um, syllogistic logic into conditional logic. So you can, with quantification, you can take syllogisms and turn them into conditional logic statements without a lot of long workaround stuff that you can kind of do, you know. Hmm. How many digits can you calculate out pi? I don't know. 3? 3.14? That's it. Why would I need to know more digits than that of pi? I'm not even sure I need to know that many digits of pi. Okay. I may be over pieing knowing even 3 digits of pi. So they pulled the starting pitcher here in Detroit, where the A's are ahead 3-0. Obviously, the starting pitcher did a great job. He gave up no runs during his outing, but he must have been tired. They pulled him, and I got the relief pitcher in now. I can already tell it's going to be a slow and uneventful day around here. What's the most quiet place in the U.S.? We live in a pretty quiet place. You know, we live in among the more quiet places you could live, I imagine. But I'm sure it's not the quietest. Don't I get bored? No, I mean, I don't. It's just there are, I just have I have cycles, This is a pretty quiet place we live. So, but, I mean, what do I mean by quiet? You can hear the stream. Does that make it not quiet? If you can hear the stream. Oh, you snow. Probably see the stream down there too. Let's see. I can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is down there, maybe. I don't know. I can't find the stream on the camera. I can see it from here a little bit, but I'm not sure if you can or not. Anyway, it goes down this gully here. Where's the deck? House all covered in snow. It's crazy for April here in California to have this much snow. But it's melting really fast, which is fortunate because I do not want to put chains on the car to get out of the driveway. And I feel confident that in a few hours, the passageway from the house to the road will be sufficiently melted away. Because if you see over here, we're getting some good meltage where I got to take the car out. Because here's the car, right? I got to take it up there to the road, which you can see. But this part of the driveway is pretty melty. So we should be able to get out of here without putting any chains on. Yeah, well, much of the state is very loud. I just happen to live in one of the better places in California to live, namely Mariposa County, where it's nice and quiet. And it's one of the things I love about the place. And in addition to it being nice and quiet, our house is really soundproof. Sometimes the neighbor's dog might bark or something. I just go inside, I can't even hear it. Anyway, it's a beautiful morning. Very snow drippy. We got some icicles here where unfortunately the, what's it called? Rain gutter is kind of bent down like that. I need to fix that. I need to fix a lot of things. I need to change light bulbs here and there, put new light bulbs in. I need to the biggest thing I would like to do, feel like I need to do, is I need to change the light fixtures in multiple rooms in the house. I'm not going to make a snow angel. I am not near Lake Oswego. For those who missed it last time, there's some turkey tracks. Turkeys come around here because I put out woodland friend cutlets, as I like to call them, which you might call sunflower seeds. And the woodland friends like to eat them a lot. So in fact, maybe I'll do that right now. I'll put out some cutlets. You can come with me to put cutlets. Oh. Well, normally I put them on the wall over there, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I hadn't thought about this. This might be in the way. Fortunately, everything seems to have gone fine. I forgot about that. So, what we have here, I like to call a bag of cutlets. And we are going to go put them to the woodland friends. Normally, I put them on the wall. However, on this occasion, I'm going to put them over there because it's too hard to walk through all of that snow with my flip-flops on. I will stand here where there's not so much snow, and I will throw them over there. And the woodland friends can come and get them. Okay, that's enough cutlets for now. The woodland friends will come eat those. We'll get your squirrels. We'll get your little tiny birds. We'll also get some Stellar's jays, they're called. You might think they're blue jays, but apparently they're not. They're actually Stellar's jays. So we might get some Stellar's jays. We might get some squirrels, or these little tiny birds that I don't know what they're called. That's mostly what we get to eat the cutlets. Is that good? That's clear. Yeah, it's clear. Okay. So probably next time we come outside, we'll get to look at some woodland friends eating some things. But you know what? The title of this live stream is Let's Make Lunch. So let's get down to it. It's time to make lunch. Now, before we make lunch, you'll see the A's are on TV there. And they're still winning 3-0. We even have a man on base. Wow. So now it's time to make lunch. Oops, first we might have to watch the cat eat. So this is our cat Trouble, if there's anybody here who's not met him before. And he is, as his name indicates, Trouble. He wants me to watch him eat. Sometimes he likes to take his sweet time to make sure that I understand that I need to be patient. I need to relax, settle in. But he's a kitty who's got some eating to do. So we will pat him with our hand. Oh, yes. And I must say, it's like, maybe it shouldn't matter to me, or maybe it's bad that it has an impact on me, like, emotionally and my sense of well-being, or whatever. But the fact that we're still seeing the same kind of behavior in terms of views, like sudden surges and stuff. Like we were, at least briefly here, I saw above 70. That makes me feel very kind of reassured and happy that, okay, cool. Um, and the same thing is still happening. So I figure as long as that same phenomenon keeps happening, then I'll continue to be able to accrue subs with live streaming, and that those subs will actually mean something in terms of a fair number of them will turn into regular viewers, participants, etc. I will get to the chat in a moment here. If you're waiting for some significant chat to be read, let me see what's going on. I have my glasses on. There's Scott saying, yeah. Hi, Scott Taylor. Do not trust her. Okay, I hear you. I see what you're saying. But no, I'm not going to make you a mod. Okay, well. I'm reading the chat and okay, I am reading the chat. They didn't read as a spy for a hate group. She's been stalking me. It took me about 3 weeks to figure it out. So, like, okay. Hi, Bray. Well, I will obviously keep that in mind, but yeah, like, why you? Good night, Dennis and Davin. Okay, well, what does it mean to say that they doxed you? In what sense? What's the floor made of? It's a tile floor. I think I'll start making lunch here. I'm curious about all of this. I don't quite know what to make of it. I certainly wasn't prepared to have to process something of significance like this at the moment. It is sleepy week, Hi, Brandon Smith. Working as a spy for another streamer? Well, what would another streamer have a problem with me for? I'm not fighting against other streamers. I mean, I'm pretty difficult to dox, right? I'm very transparent. Unless they're somehow sharing my private financial information or something, like sharing my name and address or whatever isn't going to do them any good. It's not something I keep particularly secret anyway. So I'm going to cook fried rice for lunch. It's something I cook a lot. So I've got this problem with my salami that I want to talk to you guys about. I bought this package of salamis, and when I opened it, I thought, it doesn't smell that great, I ate some of the salami, I guess it seemed to be fine. I don't remember anything particular, like bad happening from the salami. But now I'm wondering if I should eat it or just throw it away. So it's like if somebody's gonna spy on me, well, I mean, what's there to spy on? You know, I I'm just living my life being me all the time. I'm not hiding anything. But nothing bad that somebody can reveal about me that I haven't regularly probably talked about already myself, you know? I mean, pretty much for sure, really. I don't have any secrets or anything. I don't have any big secrets for anybody to unveil. It would be conceivably, it's certainly possible to do harm to me if they reveal like my private financial information, but I don't know how they would get that. So I think maybe I just throw that salami away just because I feel questionable about it. So, okay, I will change the camera and show you how I cook. But the first thing I have to show you how I cook is I have to take out this horrible trash. Look at this trash. Oh, it's so overflowing. All right, Eric, take out the horrible trash. It's actually not that overflowing. It just hasn't been pushed down, you know. It's actually, I'll have to take it out anyway. It won't hurt to take it out. What I really need to do, though, I can't believe I did this. This is ridiculous. I left the trash cans out all week. Trash gets picked up on Monday. I still haven't brought the trash cans down from the street, and it's Saturday. So, obviously, that makes me a very bad person. Bum 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 bum. So anyway, I want to explain to me what exactly they could dox about me, and how that would hurt me. I don't know. Oh look, you can see the woodland friends now. Let's take a quick look at some woodland friends. They are here to eat the cutlets. That's right. Hot squirrel action. We got some hot squirrel action, squirrely squirrel. Okay. Why can I only get one squirrel in the picture? Oh, there they are. Okay. Now, you are treated to 2 squirrels. Not one, but 2 squirrels, plus some little birds. Wow. That's good stuff. All right, enough hot squirrel action for today. We've taken the trash out. It's time to make lunch already. The title of this live stream is Let's Make Lunch. It's been going on for a solid hour now, and I haven't made any lunch. I mean, I don't know what to say about all this either, Scott Taylor. Unless you can explain to me precisely how she would harm me by doxing me, even if what you're saying is correct, then I don't feel particularly like I'm in any danger. I frequently show my license plate of my car. It says TWFP. So it's pretty easy to stalk me, you know, right? And it's almost impossible to stalk me. Why? Because I don't keep anything secret anyway. Okay, now we're going to cook, all right? We're going to cook. We're going to start with this cup of uncooked rice. And we're going to change it from uncooked rice to cooked rice by cooking it. You're going to see an adventure of cooking right now here on Talking with Famous People. the Cookiness channel on YouTube. Except for all the cooking channels that are actually cooking channels. Alright. We're going to put some water in there. For every 1 cup of rice you are trying to cook, you need to put 2 cups of water. I'm doing this with my left hand just to be super ninja. Alright. Now we can put this cup back in this drawer. Next we're going to wash our hands. We're going to wash our hands because we are going to touch food. Good idea to wash your hands before you touch food. You don't want your hand grossness to get on the food. So we just washity wash, wishity wash. Before we know it, we're shishity shosh. Okay? Wishity wash, washity wish. Aren't you glad we're not cooking fish? Now that my hands are washed, I will dry them with this paper towel. Alright, now, something I should have done before I washed my hands, but forgot about it. We need to put a new trash bag into the trash can. This way I'll have somewhere to throw away my paper towel. Open the bag like that. And then we'll simply place the bag into the trash can. That's premier. Put it all around the edge. Put the trash in it. We'll bring this trash can with us too, okay? We're going to bring it over here in case we have other things to throw away. Alright, next. We're going to move the rice around. Let's show you precisely what's going on here. Got to move the rice around, okay? The reason you do this is to break up any clumps and to make it easier to spread evenly across the bottom. Do that, you shimmy, 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 okay? Give it a little shimmy, shimmy, shimmy to get it spread all around evenly, okay? We put it on the fire over here. We're going to start with this on high fire. The highest fire you can. Okay, we'll leave the lid off. I'm going to put this timer on for 7 minutes. It comes to a hard boil in approximately 7 minutes. Now, if I were cooking, say, sausage fried rice, I would begin cooking sausage in here. Sadly, I don't have any sausage. Is there anything else I have that I could put in there to be the thing in the fried rice besides just rice? It's good to have a thing that goes in it besides just rice. Well, I could. I've never tried this before. I'm going to try it this time. I'm going to use a hamburger patty. Now, here's the deal with this hamburger patty. Obviously, I'm not just going to put a hamburger patty on top of some rice. That would be crazy. Instead, what I'm going to do, I'm going to heat this up with a little bit of water in here. Wrong one. This one. There. Put a little water in here. But not too much. We're going to steam this bad boy up so it's soft. And then we'll cut it into little pieces with a spatula or something once it gets kind of steamy, right? We'll also make sure this is maximally teriyaki. So once we get it chopped into little pieces, then we'll start frying it with teriyaki sauce, some of these dried onions, and some fresh garlic that I have in the fridge. But before we start to include those other ingredients, we need to get this frozen ground beef into soft and chop upable ground beef. So that's going to require the steaming process. While we are waiting, let's look in the fridge and see what beverages we have available to us. I'm kind of tired of drinking coffee this morning. I could have a non-alcoholic Coors. That's a possibility. I could have one of these cherry Pepsis. I could have a non-alcoholic Sierra Nevada. I don't like these. I've been avoiding drinking them. I could have this last Dos Equis Zero. I think I'll have this. Why not? I don't love these either, but they do taste like Mexican beer with lime in it. So that's something. So I'll have this. Let's give it a shot. Tastes like Mexican beer with lime in it. So, which is not my favorite. It was never my favorite beer at any point. It would be good to put some of this on here. We're going to try to make this hamburger patty as Asian as possible, right? So that it more is a good match for fried rice. And a little lime in there, that might give it a bit of a Thai quality, you know? So, this probably can't hurt. Just get this boiling as hard as you can. So that we defrost that burger patty as quickly as possible. Now, there's a specific spatula that I want to use that I'm afraid might be in the dishwasher. And if it is in the dishwasher, well, I'm going to need to get it out of the dishwasher and clean it because it's the spatula I want to use. Oh, these are actually clean. Here it is. Here's the spatula I'm talking about. And those dishes in there are clean, so that's cool. Alright. They impersonated you in another stream. They literally copied my name and picture, and I had to change my email and IP and make a new account. Well, I'm sorry all that happened to you, Big Randy. I don't know quite what to say about it all. If I start to experience this kind of phenomenon myself, then obviously I'll reference this communication of yours accordingly. The Four Musketeers, I don't even know who you are. So it would be remiss of me to say I love you. But I do want to say welcome here. I'm sure, yeah, please don't spam. I have soy sauce, I've got teriyaki sauce. The A's managed to get out of the 8th inning. Next up is Jay Langoliers, who's 1 for 3 today. We're waiting now for the food to proceed to the next stage. Let's take a gander at what we got going on here from a pots and pans perspective, you might call this. And here we're going to turn this over. It's still mostly frozen, but it's starting to steam its way to softness. Over here it's about 35 seconds left before we're going to turn the fire down to low and let this bad boy cook for 20 minutes as one should do with rice. So rice is pretty straightforward, right? You put your 2 cups of rice, your water on top of your 1 cup of rice. and you let it come to a hard boil. Things come to a hard boil fairly slowly here at 4,000 feet compared to, say, sea level. So it takes me 7 minutes to get what I consider a true hard boil because it's like here, you're still not really getting a hard boil, but that's close enough. I don't want to let it be on high too long. So at this point, I'm going to turn the fire down, put the lid on. And this seems a little low. So, well, that seems fine. There, that's fine. Alright, now we need to put the timer up to 20 minutes. There. Now this thing's starting to steam up. Turn that over again. Continue letting this liquid down in here boil and produce steam, which is useful for cooking the ground beef. Alright, I'm going to let that sit for a moment. Let's go in here. Let's see what the chat's saying. I really want to get all this crap off of these chairs, obviously. Stuff we got for the other house. We haven't taken over there yet. Okay, we get it, Randy. Scott, we get it, okay? You've made your point. Well, at the moment, I'm just making lunch. I'm not smoking on anything, but salt. Well, there's going to be plenty of salt in the soy sauce, you know. Yeah, none taken, Sean. Okay, well, there, we'll use that one, Scott, okay? I don't unfortunately have any eggs. I get that you can put eggs in, but I don't have any eggs, okay? So you don't need to say it 50 times. Well, simple girl, if you also are backing this up, then I'll take extra care. You have a ton of accounts though, Scott. You know, I've seen you in a ton of different accounts. Well, you're not going to get what you want to accomplish, Scott, just by your testimony alone, etc., right? Um, no matter how much you rant about it, I need more than that, right? So obviously, I understandably will. Okay, well, so let's see here. Jose, I recognize at least one name over there. What place are you talking about? This Noodles Live. Okay, Anthony. Fine. I'll pull Bonner up. Fine. Now I gotta go check on the food. I don't know what to make of all this superlative from Scott regarding Lady in Red. I mean, I'm just not generally accustomed to joining in on witch hunts, right? I don't know if this is a witch hunt or not, but it bears a lot of the qualities of such. And I tend to be a lot more deliberative in my understandings of things than to just be inflamed by one person's testimony. And most importantly, it's not really what I feel like talking about right now, you know? I'm making lunch. Shut up already. You know? Alright. Oh, look. See, I got distracted and I almost have a problem. But fortunately, I don't. I made it in the nick of time. We're going to scrape up all this kind of burniness at the bottom to make sure that it don't get burned. It's just kind of flavor instead, which is good. Alright, now we're going to want to put more liquid in this. Most importantly, what we're going to want to do is chop it into small pieces. So as you see, why I chose this particular spatula for this job, right? It's perfect for it. Why I said I need one particular spatula. This is the right spatula for the right job. And I'm chopping this into lots of small pieces. Good morning, Rachel, darling. I noticed you were here. I had to make some emergency food in the atmosphere, so I can't really address you much yet. But as you can see, I'm making beef fried rice this morning. I don't have any sausage or anything. I'm making beef fried rice. Chop, 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 chop. We want to get this into as small pieces as possible, really. But some of them will be easier to chop than others, you know. If you want to chop my beef, then you got to chop all my beef. That piece is too big and being very chop resistant, unfortunately. But that's going to happen sometimes. You know, just got to live with some chop-resistant beef. You got to be more persistent than the chunks of beef. Okay. Now we're down to more appropriately sized pieces. Let's turn this off for a second. And now, let's get some saucings. We've got this here, which is your teriyaki. And we've got this here, which is your soy. Alright? We're also going to get some of this garlic. We're going to get this little bit of butter here, too. This is going to be ideal. Ideal for what we want to accomplish here. So let's take a gander at ye old ground beef. Let's put in some butter and let's get a spoon and let's scoop out some garlic. I'm going to wash off this stuff. Alright. I just put the spoons back in the drawer. It's clean enough. Yeah, I just washed off the garlic that was on there for a moment. Not a big deal. Now we'll turn this back on. I'm going to add some of this soy sauce here. And add a bit of this teriyaki sauce. Shake this up really good first. Oops, that's a little more than I wanted, but that's fine because after all, we're gonna fry the rice in here too. So the beef is over flavored, over sauced or whatever. Not a big deal. The rice will come in here, and it will soak up all of those juices, flavors, etc. I'm not worried about it being over sauced because that's not too much sauce for the totality of all the rice and everything. So we'll just let that simmer away for a moment here. Probably turn down the fire a bit, but I want to add some of this. These are dried onions. And you could even add a little bit of pepper. That's good. There's plenty of salt in the soy and teriyaki. I don't need to add more salt. Let that cook away. Smelling very delicious. Smelling very teriyaki. Now, obviously, this is pretty well done cooking. But we still have 9 minutes left on the rice. Okay, here we go. Now we have 8 minutes left on the rice. So where's my beverage? Right here. So that seems timed out appropriately for a health tube. Let's go have one. Let's bring some glasses so I can read what the chat is talking about. I have not tried Coke Zero. I didn't know there was a Coke Zero spice. That's kind of a silly thing to exist. Trouble has moved the road here. Let me fix that there. It's fixed. I need to vacuum so badly. Okay, well now it's not so sunny anymore. It's more pleasant to be outside because when it's super sunny and there's snow on the ground, it like hurts your eyes. It's so bright. Is that a man in the kitchen? Yes, it's a man in the kitchen. So Rachel, I hope you are I prefer flour. Sometimes with concentrate on top of it. Okay, well, before that, there's a bunch of meow, meow, meows about meow, meow, meow. So anyway, Rachel, I hope you're ready for lunch in about 8 minutes or so. I'm gonna let everybody enjoy a little hot squirrel action while I have this health too. There you go. That is some hot squirrel action that nobody can deny. You're not going to get squirrels on snow at just any live stream, okay? In April, right? You can kind of see the remnants of the gyat, the snow gyat Rachel and I made here. I don't know if you can really see it, but hey, you can see it. Do you see the snow gyat we made? Rachel and I made this snow gyat. You can still see the remnants of it. These are turkey tracks for those who missed it earlier. Now back to the hot squirrel action. I'm sorry I took it away from you for a moment, right when you were getting super excited. There you go. Rachel and I made a snow gyat. Oh, you silly squirrels. You love your cutlets so much. Yes, you do. You love your cutlets so much. You know, sometimes in life it's just like Bananarama said. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Those are little birds, little bird and squirrel. I title this scene Just Squirrel. It was little bird and squirrel. Now it's just squirrel. Right? There's another little bird in the background. Even though they have to stand in the snow to get them, they're still happy that they get some cutlets. There. Two for the price of one. And hey, you just doubled your squirrel action in a single moment. You went up, now it's back to one squirrel. Anyways, I know they expect to get cutlets on a regular basis, so I don't like to disappoint them for too long. I think I didn't give them any cutlets yesterday because it was too snowy. Yeah, it's like if it's snowing, I'm not gonna bother putting out cutlets. I feel so low energy and so sleepy. You know, it's just life in the big city. I mean, sure, we don't live in the big city, but you get it. You get the metaphor. You understand how metaphors work. You know, I dreamed about my parents a lot last night. Dreamed I was on vacation with them someplace. And I disappointed my father by showing up late to this thing that he had gotten for us, you know. So it's just like real life, pretty much. Exactly like real life. Now you get triple squirrel action. Oh my god, you guys, this is this is why you come to a live stream, because you can get 3 squirrels eating cutlets on snow. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. They're all saying, "Look at us eat. We're eating these cutlets so much." Shit, I better go check on the rice. Forgot about it, but I can't imagine that was 8 minutes, was it? Maybe it was. All right, let's go inside. Let's check on the rice. Let's make sure we haven't ruined everything with our ignoring things. When I first saw Lady in Red here. Okay, well, I think you made your point plenty here. The A's won 4-0. Look at that. Wow. Okay, good. We still have a perfect timing. Okay, so now we have to let the rice sit for a few minutes. That's just how rice goes. Well, those were definitely turkey tracks. I saw turkeys out there earlier. Okay, I can tell you're mad about this, but that doesn't mean we want you to continually carry on about it here forever. You know. So it's easy to know that it was turkey when you actually saw the turkeys in your yard earlier out the garage window. That's kind of an easy cheat for me. Um, yeah, Scott, I hear what you're saying, and it's been heard. What more do you want? No, I'm not cooking a pot roast. Yes, really, fuck you, buddy, touch grass. No, I don't want to. Stop. All right, you're done. Wait. I'm not cooking vegetables. I'm cooking fried rice. I'm just letting the rice rest for a bit. Obviously, I'm happy with the quantity of action around here today, but I didn't expect such a perhaps dramatic set of action. So in the first period, the Florida Panthers are beating the Boston Bruins. That's another game that's on here today. But it doesn't really matter much what's on at the moment because we aren't going to be looking at this for very long. We're going to be. I can't see your picture. Oh, you guys have me and Rachel as your picture? Oh, well, that's cool, I guess. Whatever. That's fine. Good for you. I have had people come in like with the name Air Strauss in my picture. I just hide them. I don't even worry about it or think about it really. You know, people may misrepresent themselves to me in various places, but anybody who would do any research would probably determine that I was actually live streaming at that time. I just don't even consume live streams, so it's crazy to think that it would be me at someone else's live stream. Yeah, some people do. Holy Roland, Bible Thumper, and in that case, I would hide them. But I don't. This doesn't bother me at all. So did we take that picture? Did we?
Yeah,
It
had to be
it
a
just live
screenshot.
streamed it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. We just live streamed it, I guess. That's cool. Even my Donald Trump account says Tronald Dump. That's funny.
It is funny.
Okay, Boba Fett, don't spam. I see your meow. Okay?
What
God.
does he not like vertical?
Right, he doesn't like vertical. I don't care what people think about it though, Boba Fett, because it's much, much better results for me vertically than there is horizontally. So I'm not going to do the poll. It doesn't matter what people say. Okay, now it's time for me to do the next step of the cooking process here. I am cooking fried rice. So I think it was an ESFP. Well, he stops himself in time. I give people a chance to stop themselves in time usually. So now I think this might be some very okay. Well, good for you. I think it might be a very delicious fried rice, even though it's unusual in that it's beef fried rice. All right, so we've let this sit a few minutes. Maybe if we were gonna be all professional chefy about it, we'd let it sit for a few more minutes. But I think it's fine for now. So let's take the lid off and see what the rice looks like. Looks good. I am pleased. Yesterday I thought it was a little undercooked when I made rice. So I am pleased that we don't have that problem today. What I'm going to do, switch this now to the main burner. And I'm going to get out something that everybody should have in their kitchen repertoire of things. A rice scooper. There's just no better way to get rice out of a pot than with a rice scooper. Every other way, in fact, is vastly inferior. It came out good because there's little crispies on the bottom, so that means it's not undercooked. But it's not too brown, so it's right for fried rice. You're never going to be, if you cook the rice correctly, you're never going to be able to get all of the rice out of the pot, because the rice on the bottom will be cooked onto the bottom. You won't be able to get it out. But you want to try to get as much of it as you can, obviously. And there we go. Well, all that did was make a mess. Alright, so put the pot in the sink, fill it full of water right now because you need to soak it or else the rice is never going to come off the pot. Now, here we have, centered in the camera's view, the pan in question. We're going to zoom in a little bit too, so you get a real up close view of the action. All right, we're going to turn this on to high. And we're going to start smushing this rice all around. Soak up all of this juice. Mix in all of this beef. We'll have it cook some more. This is going to be a very teriyaki fried rice. More teriyaki than soy because I accidentally poured too much teriyaki in. But I think that's going to be fine once it's all fried up. It's going to be just about right. It's looking pretty saucy right now, but still haven't mixed all the way in. And additionally, once we get some fry on it, it'll dry it out. Needs a little additional fry. Anyway. Alright. We're going to let that fry up and dry out some. So it's the right amount of dryness. That's what you're looking for in fried rice, is the right amount of dryness. Currently, this is too wet. So we'll just let it dry out some. And I'll have to remember next time, that teriyaki sauce, you gotta be careful pouring it, or you might get too much of a pour like I did. But it's gonna be just fine. It's pretty difficult to have over-seasoned rice. You gotta really brown it. And the teriyaki sauce, it makes it look more soft, but it doesn't taste as strong as the soy. So should be fine. Maybe I'm rationalizing, trying to justify my over-saucing as acceptable when really it's just over-sauced. The proof is in the pudding. We will know when we taste it. We will know exactly what's going on in terms of the sauce to rice to meow proportion. While we let this sizzle for a moment, let's put these things back in the fridge. By these things, I mean these things. Alright, now let's turn the rice and get some nice browning on the bottom, and that's good to see. And then we will spread it all out here. Do the shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake. This is a special move that you learn in chef school called the shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake. That spreads everything out, okay? Alright, we're going to let that sizzle for a bit. We're going to get this fried rice fried just the right amount of fried so that it's a delicious feast of flavor, okay? Remember this simple motto. The right amount of fried is the right amount of dried, okay? And that'll help you know when to continue frying it. Now, you might say, Eric, looking at this fried rice, is it ever really going to get to the right amount of dried? Well, we're going to do the best we can. I agree, it still looks quite wet. But we're going to do the best we can. I believe in the power of fire to dry things out.
Looking good.
Coming along. Coming along. I have a pen. I have a pen. Long pen.
I have an apple. I have a pineapple.
Apple pineapple. Long pen. Apple pineapple.
Pen pineapple.
Apple
Apple
pen.
pen. How did you do the microphone dance?
I don't know. All right. So,
Are we going to market today?
we definitely should. let's tentatively plan on doing that after we eat, okay?
Yeah. I know that we had planned on it yesterday.
Yeah. Well, it's still on the books as planned.
Okay.
I think I have the energy to go to the store and back. I think I have that within me. Alright, let's get a couple of these bowls here. Bowl number 1 and bowl number 2. We're going to gear it up again real quick here. Little darling. Stir it up.
You want to watch someone to watch you eat? You can with us. Oh yes.
Alright, well we let that sizzle another minute or 2 here. I'm going to wash off the rice scooper so I can scoop the rice more easily from the pan into the bowl. Give that a quick washity wash. Got that available. Let's stir it up again. Still looking a little wet, obviously. But I think that's because of the ground beef. It's got a little more grease in it than it otherwise would be. Plus, I put a little bit of butter in it. So I think it's pretty well finished. Let's call that done. And let's start scooping it into the bowl. Okay. Now we have 2 servings of fried rice ready for what I like to call around here the lunch rush.
Thank you.
Can you get us a couple of spoons, please?
Sure.
All right. Let's turn this back around. Here we are. We have made some delicious looking fried rice. It's got, I know there's a lot of famous people in here. Sean, I never knew that's how you looked. That's shocking. I could have sworn you looked somewhat different than that. Like, you know, me, I don't really bother changing my profile picture ever. Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
I got a spoon.
Thank you for the food.
It's Hey, would you blow me? I like your new name a lot.
Mmm. Delicious.
I think it's good. Yes, I give you a wonder point for that one. Haywood, you've earned a wonder point. So, after we're done eating, I guess we'll wrap this stream up. I've been very pleased by the high number of views, top number of concurrent viewers we've had in a few moments during the stream. That's always encouraging that, like, okay, well, it's still functioning like that for the moment anyway,
Yeah, so how many people was?
I mean, we were over 70 at one
Oh
point.
my god!
That's
Congratulations!
pretty cool, huh? And we sustained a good number, like around 50 for quite some time, actually. So that's good. Yeah, I like to cook.
He's a good cook.
When I feel like cooking, you know. Uh, when I don't, either Rachel or I'll make something frozen, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes she will, sometimes I will.
Yeah, I try to balance it out by being the one to be like, hey, are you hungry? And then I'll cook something. I'll heat something up.
Hmm. And there are a couple things that I will always ask Rachel to make. Yes, I support Palestine, okay? Whatever that, I don't, I mean, do I support
God.
Palestine? I think Israel's in the wrong in their approach to Palestine and Palestinians.
Is there coffee or does it?
There is, it's hot coffee.
Mmm. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're the best husband a girl could ask for.
Thanks, darling. This is delicious. Um, you know, considering it's just a hamburger patty. What makes you open a live stream? Because I feel like hanging out with people. I feel like having people watch me do what I do instead of just doing it unwatched by myself. I've always liked to be watched.
it's like it's like the whole like forest tree thing. If if Eric didn't do it on live stream, did it really
It didn't really
happen?
count. Right, exactly. If it happened, but I didn't talk about it on live stream or something, then it wasn't significant enough to even be considered having happened, really. Donovan Hoover, high school wrestler, says you're my fave. Well, thanks, Donovan Hoover, high school wrestler. That's very kind of you. I'm currently eating with fried rice that I was concerned with over sauce. You know, I accidentally poured way more teriyaki sauce into it than I anticipated, but it turned out to be fine. You know what my ascendant is?
Your signet?
No, you look up there. Cammy 1111.
King. Oh, ascendant? Yes, I do. It's Capricorn. Yeah, Eric is part of the Capricorn ascendant gang. That with Ke and Lou.
What?
Some good people.
Capricorn ascendant, y'all. What kind of ascendant are you, Rachel?
Libra.
Mm. Well, I'm sure that's fine too.
It is fine because in astrology, your Aries Venus makes a connection with my Libra rising, and it's like a ooh lovey dovey. My heart likes the way she looks.
I think we have a like medium affectionate relationship because you're quite affectionate and I'm kind of just like not unaffectionate, but
You're like,
I don't necessarily initiate affection.
is it okay that I do?
Of course, darling.
Okay, I'm glad. As long as it doesn't annoy you.
No.
I like being affectionate with you because sometimes like I look at him and I just want to touch him.
I appreciate your affections, obviously. You know, I might not initiate that kind of stuff. Doesn't mean I don't value it. It's just something that I don't really think about. SE8, you know.
That's true. And you fill in my SIA like this.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And I show you how to write.
Mm-hmm.
You never really learn how to write. That's okay.
No, I never learned how to write.
Like, I'm thinking this morning, weren't you supposed to start taking your medication at like 2 in the morning or something? You know, the doctor's or something?
I haven't done that shit in so long.
That's a tricky question to ask, show media, because you have to phrase it carefully. Like, a person of which type is most likely to think they're a different type? That'd be a good way to phrase it, I guess. But we're gonna wrap this up soon, so I don't want to start a whole minyanya. Yeah, if somebody tells you they're an INFJ, they're certainly more likely not than they are. Well, I finished my food. Good for me.
Oh yes! Oh yes! The lightest of pets for trouble.
Yeah, INFJs are like Oprah cars. Exactly. You're an INFJ. You're an INFJ. Ah, wow. That really does change everything. Having lunch
It does.
makes me feel like a new man or an old woman. One of the two. All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up now. Maybe Rachel and I will go to the store. We'll see how that plays out.
I'd like to.
We need to.
Because I think at this point we're even kind of out of rice, aren't we?
Yeah. All right, see y'all later. Thanks for being here. Have a good one.